Welcome to Aim in Practice, a podcast where we talk about life as wellness practitioners, we talk about health, and what it actually means to practice. My name is Jess Reynolds, and I'll be your host. I currently practice as a doctor of acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine. I practice as a health and wellness coach, and I also practice as a massage therapist. Lastly, I practice as a teacher and an educator. In this podcast, we're going to be chatting with practitioners of all sorts. We'll talk with authors and influencers in the health and wellness space to really explore this idea of practice and how to put ideas into practice in a way that's realistic and sustainable. You see, I'm super curious to understand exactly what people are putting into practice in their real life to stay healthy, particularly what health practitioners are doing in their real life to stay healthy. Emphasis on real life here, not the version of life that's displayed on social media. Also, I'll be talking with practitioners to understand what their practice really looks like. What I mean is when they're at work. I'm interested to check under the hood, as it were, and really get a glimpse of what different people's practices are like in real life, the ups and downs of spending your days working as a wellness practitioner. And that's a strange thing to say, isn't it? We say things like, I practice medicine, or I practice different things, and we call ourselves practitioners. And I've always found it interesting that we use this word practice to describe what we do in this wellness and medicine space. What exactly does it mean to practice medicine? What does it mean to practice as a massage therapist or as an osteopath or practice as an acupuncturist or practice whatever it is that you do? To me, practice means to perform an activity or some sort of exercise, to do it repeatedly or regularly, and to do it to acquire or improve or maintain proficiency. To practice means to apply an idea, to apply a belief, something that's different than just considering it in theory. Practice is a verb, it's an action, it's something we do. And I suppose that's what I'm really interested in, how to take action on these ideas, particularly ideas about health and wellness, because there are so many ideas and theories floating around the wellness space about how to maintain and improve health. Some of them really easy, some of them not so much so, and we give our clients home care based on these ideas. But do we put these ideas into practice in our real life? And how realistic is it that we ask our clients to put these different things into practice in their real life? Now, we all know that theoretically we should sleep 8 hours a night, and we should exercise 60 minutes a day, and we should take our herbs and supplements, and we should stop eating refined sugar. And this idea of being fit and being healthy, well, it sounds great. And all of it sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do this stuff? How do we put it into practice in our own life? You know, one time I sat down and actually listed out all of the different things a person should do to maintain their health and to get healthy. And I figured out exactly how much time a person has to invest every single day to do the things that all of these health experts are saying. Everything from sleep to exercise to meditation to diet, nutrition, and virtually everything else I could think of. And it turns out, like best case scenario, the amount of time we have to invest in our own health and wellness in order to hit these requirements, it's like 6 hours a day, and that's minimum. I also looked at the maximum, like optimal, and it turns out it's 13 hours a day. 13 hours a day. That doesn't include sleeping. It seems to me that we're setting ourselves up for failure. Now, this is as a person who has literally invested my entire life into understanding these concepts and principles, and I'm fortunate enough to have a huge amount of freedom in my time and schedule to practice all of these things. And it might just be me, but I don't think it is. I think that the reality is to do these things in practice isn't that practical. So I really want to get to the bottom of this. I want to talk to people about how to do these things in real life. What's the minimum effective dose, as it were, and what's ideal, and also what is optimal. So this podcast really is about exploring the idea of practice, exploring what it means to be a practitioner of healthcare, to be a practitioner of wellness, but also to be a practitioner of many other things. Because of course we say I practice medicine and I practice acupuncture, but for myself I practice a lot more things than that. I mean, I like to say I practice kindness, I practice compassion. These are things that, again, I'm dedicated to doing in order to acquire proficiency, to improve in some way, and at the very least to maintain my ability in them. So practice isn't relegated to these practices of medicine. I think there's so many other things that we can practice. So let's explore these ideas together. Let's explore what it really means to practice. So again, I welcome you to AIM in Practice, and thank you for listening.